Welcome, everyone. This is Hallie. We will get started in just a moment. We are going to be recording today, and we will also give you the slides as well. If you would do me a favor and locate the chat box, because there's some additional information there, and I will also be placing some resources in there as we progress today. I do want to make sure that you can see my slides and hear me okay. So if you can, in the chat box, let me know that you can hear me and see the slides. That would be great. And also just wanted to give you a heads up. I'm not going to be on video today. I had trouble with my computer last week when I was hosting one of our boot camps. And even though my computer is not that old, I might need to get a new one. So appreciate your patience with that. And thanks for letting me know that you can hear me and see the slides. I will start the recording in just a moment and we will dive in. All right, we will give people just another second here to hop in. I'm going to go ahead and get the recording started though, and to be mindful of your time, make sure we get going. So I'm going to go on mute here for just a second while I start the recording, and I will be right back. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. We greatly appreciate your time and hope you are staying safe and warm with all of the crazy weather everywhere. I think in Atlanta this morning it said it feels like 4 degrees. So I'm Hallie Crawford, certified career coach, and have been partnered with Georgia State for years. And proud to be a partner to the school. We are going to be talking today about new year, new career. And I guess one of the first things that I want to say is I do still say Happy New Year to people that I haven't seen yet. So Happy New Year. And this is a perfect time, understandably, for people to be thinking about, I want to do something new. What do I do about that? And how do I make the transition? How do I figure out the next best steps for me, etc. So we're excited to be here with you today. We've got 30 minutes. I'll be mindful of our time. And just as a quick reminder, do me a favor and locate the chat box so that you can see additional resources that I will share along the way. So if you have not attended one of our Georgia State Alumni and Friends webinars, my name's Hallie Crawford. I'm a certified career coach, speaker, and author. I've been coaching and training since 2002. So it's been a long time. I'll be 53 this year. I have an undergraduate degree from Vanderbilt University and a master's degree from the University of Illinois. And the advice that we're going to give you here today in the next half hour is advice that we give to all of our clients to help them carve a path on a new direction for their career or steer their career in a new direction. We've got a fantastic team of certified career coaches and resume writers who provide our coaching services for us. I host webinars, run the business, do speaking engagements and workshops, etc. And as a very quick reminder, because most of you have already been on the call for a couple of minutes, you will get the recording and the slides after our presentation today. So keep an eye on your email for those. Make sure that your email address is correct with us, and also check your spam just to be safe. We'll give you those slides and the recording. And because of that, we always like for people to pick one action step that makes the most sense for them based on your situation. Where are you with looking for a new career path? Pick one thing that you can commit to in the next week, because we really want you to walk away today with not just tangible advice, but tangible, proactive action steps that you can take so that you move forward on this new path, however long it takes for you to make this happen. So I already checked that everyone can hear me and see my slides, so we're all good there. If you're having trouble locating the chat box, this little image gives you a sense of where that is. And our agenda for today is to determine a new career path and go make it happen. There are several steps that we need you to walk through, that we walk our clients through to help them make this happen. The first one, if you look at this next slide here, is define your direction. You need to know what direction you want to head. What's the right career path for you? Then we want you to start activating your network right away, because networking is still the best way to get a job, especially in this job market. If you look at the most recent annual stats from LinkedIn, they are reporting, and this is what we have found as well, there are jobs out there. They are just harder to find. So networking is critically important. We also obviously want you to make sure you're updating your materials so that you're ready to go for a search. And then finally, last but not least, creating that plan to make the transition. So let's talk about step number one first. Too many people out there, what we find, and have found this over the course of many, many years of coaching, is that too many people are not satisfied or passionate about their jobs. Now, we are not saying that you have to be passionate about your work. You may want to say, you know what, Hallie, it's okay for me to feel like I enjoy what I do, and I have a sense of accomplishment. I get my passion in my hobbies. That's totally fine. But when you look at these statistics, every few years they come out from the conference board, from the Gallup organization, and too many people are not in the right career path. So we are here and have been here for a long time to help people find the right path. So we don't want you to be like the woman on the screen. We want you to feel excited about your job. Now, one of the first things that you can think about and ask yourself out of the gate here is, what's driving your interest in a change? So what's going on with your current career that you're like, you know what, I'm not as satisfied with my salary, or it could be the tasks that you perform or something else. And starting with that and making a list of the things that you don't like, as well as the things that you would like to change, can be a helpful starting point to defining your direction. Some of the other ways, if you look at this next slide, to help you think about the right career path for you, is to answer these questions. And even better, share your responses with a friend, family member, or a coach like us. This is what we do all day, every day. Ask yourself and journal for a few minutes about, what does success mean to you? What have been your peak experiences professionally and personally? And what are those themes in there? Those can give you clues to some of your values. And what type of people do you like working with? What's the best kind of work environment for you? So these are some seed questions to help you start to think about, okay, what is the right career path and what do I want my direction to be next? Now, when we're thinking about this, we would recommend using our ideal career model to help you define your direction and make sure you're covering all of your bases. Because we need to look at what would be rewarding and fulfilling to you, what would interest you, what would be a good use of your strengths, all of these different pieces here. We created this model so that our clients would have a checklist of things that they knew they needed to consider. These are all of the components or mandatory criteria to the right career path for you. And what we have you start, and would recommend you get the slides, print this out, start with fulfillment first, go to the left-hand side, go through the blue boxes, going up from there, and then finish out with environment and compensation. Not because compensation is not important, But what we have people do is brainstorm ideas based on these 3 boxes at the bottom to really get a good handle on what else is out there that I don't even know exists and what would be really appealing to me. Then you can narrow down those ideas based on practical considerations. Because, for example, for me, at age almost 53, I'm not going to go be an astronaut tomorrow. Now, could I be if I really was committed? And, who knows? Like, I don't even know what's absolutely required. There are always practical considerations that we need to keep in mind. But if you start with what would really light me up, what are my values, what would interest me the most, you're going to get a much bigger list of ideas, and you're also going to cover all of your bases and see what other career paths are out there that you didn't even know existed. Then you can narrow down those ideas based on practical considerations. We don't want you to narrow your thinking right out of the box by saying, well, I'm good at this and it'll pay me enough. So, okay, I'm going to look at those choices there. That's too narrow. It's better to have a really big list of things that maybe even sound a little bit crazy. But if you look into those a little bit more, you might discover that there's something similar or related to that actually is not crazy. So print out our model to help you define your direction and make sure that you are covering all of those bases. Because, just going back to it, sorry, really quickly, you have to be in the right work environment. You could be at a job that pays you fantastic money and benefits, etc., and uses all of these or covers all of these other bases. But if you're in a work environment that doesn't work for you, you're going to be out of there, I promise. So you really do need to consider all of them. Now, on the left-hand side, like we just said, we want you to think about your values and your strengths and work environment elements. Don't forget those. And start out with those values at the very beginning and interests as well to help you brainstorm ideas and really think outside the box. By the way, as a side note and helpful tool, AI can help you identify patterns in your thinking, brainstorm ideas about what job titles might be good for you. But remember, it's not going to be able to help you make decisions. It doesn't know at the end of the day, really, what's going to be best for you. You've got to do that thinking on your own because it's a computer. It's pulling information, from the internet. You can do a lot of things with AI here. So I'm not bashing it at all. I just want you to understand where it's helpful and where the limitations might be. You can ask AI to analyze past roles for recurring strengths. You can use it to compare career paths based on your values and lifestyle priorities. You can help use it to brainstorm roles that align with your strengths and also constraints or criteria, like it has to be this compensation, etc. So definitely use it and play around with it. But remember, you cannot just go with exactly what it tells you because at the end of the day, it doesn't really know. It doesn't know you, you know you. And this is why, as career coaches, we always ask our clients and suggest to our clients that they leverage AI as a tool, but it doesn't take the place of working with us because we're the ones that can help you take the answers with everything and help you figure out, okay, this is the right path. And we also understand and know who you are because we get to know you to help you kind of put all of that information together. Let's take a look next at step number 2 on this next slide. The second thing we want is to have you start activating your network. The sooner, the better. And by the way, we do want you to have resume up to date and LinkedIn as well. But get the ball rolling with networking because this can help you brainstorm ideas with other people, narrow down your ideas about, which would be the right career path. And it also helps you expand your network, obviously, for job searching purposes. Remember earlier we said networking is still the best way to get a job? It's even more so that the case right now, I should say, because of what we were saying, that LinkedIn, their report, and our findings have been that there are jobs out there, they're just harder to find these days. The market feels difficult, but you just have to work a little bit harder to find those openings. Now, when we're talking about networking, what we want people to do is informational interviews. So what is that? It's a one-on-one conversation with someone who works in an industry that you're interested in transitioning into, role that you're interested in, or organization that you're interested in. So these are the kind of three criteria, if you will, and those people are fair game, so to speak, or people that you can target to have conversations with. This is one of the most underutilized tools in people's job search. Most of our clients will say, no, networking isn't my favorite thing. I'm more introverted, or I don't know what to say and it feels awkward, etc. So one of the things we would ask you to write down for homework as something to think about too is what stops you most from networking. Is it because you feel introverted? Is it because you don't know what you need to say? That helps you identify and understand where you need to focus your time and attention to get past those obstacles so that you can start talking with more people. The more people you talk to, the faster you will get a job. We want you to be talking to the right people, of course, not people in positions that have no idea anything about what you want to be doing next. So it does need to be the right people, but the more people you speak to, the more you're putting your feelers out there, and the sooner you will start to stumble on people who have openings or know someone who does, etc. So we want you to focus the majority of your job search time networking with people, whether it's one-on-one, it's attending networking events locally, career fairs, virtual networking events. Leverage your alma mater's career association, their alumni career resources, and also their alumni network. It's huge. Georgia State has a huge alumni base and network. Identify and find out where their LinkedIn alumni group is on LinkedIn and join that to start networking with people. Why they're so important is because informational interviews will help you find out about unadvertised positions on the left-hand side. The majority of jobs, if we look at the top left, they're landed and secured through the hidden job market. These are unadvertised positions that are found through headhunters, recruiters, or through networking. So the way that you identify and find out about positions that are either not yet advertised, or they were advertised before, but they, turned it off because they found someone, but that person didn't work out, etc. That's the best way to secure a position. The other reason why informational interviews can be so helpful is because top right here of this slide, they can help you narrow down your ideas. Find out if a career path is actually the right fit for you, if you're going to be successful in that path and what it's really like. And they also will help you enhance your search because you're expanding that network of people who are keeping an eye out for you, so to speak. When you're conducting these informational interviews, you can use the model to help you find out if it's going to be the right fit for you, if it's going to be realistic, and also how to put your best foot forward in your search. Those are some of the questions we have our clients ask to get the information they need out of informational interviews. Now, the questions you ask are going to also depend on the person and their background and experience. And what we would recommend, looking at this next slide, to kind of get the ball rolling and get a little bit more comfortable with these, is start doing informational interviews with people that you already know, to practice with them. Practice your elevator speech, all that other good stuff. You want to be specific when you have the conversation with this person, and really specific and thoughtful and strategic about the questions you ask. Be professional, treat it like an actual interview because you want to make a good impression. And third, make sure you always follow up with not just a thank you, but you stay in touch with those people as well. The 5 basic steps to conduct informational interviews are listed on this next slide. Identifying the right connections, who can help you the best. The next one is to set it up, obviously, and prepare in advance. What do you want to ask? Conduct that informational interview, stay in touch with them afterwards, and absolutely make sure that you stay organized. Because here's the deal. Our goal is for you to be talking to so many people that you don't remember what was said in any given conversation. So use an Excel spreadsheet, use AI tools, looking at this next slide, to help you stay organized with your search. There's a lot of great software or just AI online tools that can help you stay organized. We, with our clients, have them use some of those online tools, but some of our clients choose to use an Excel spreadsheet to keep track of their networking efforts. Now it's time to follow up with so-and-so. This was what was said, so what I need to say next. So there's lots of different ways also that you can use AI here. It can help you with messaging, researching different paths and what it's like to work at certain places, prepare those questions for informational interviews, and help you track things. AI can help you practice, but remember, relationships are still built by humans. You can't create relationships through AI. You need to get out there, put yourself out there, and talk with people. Now, step number 3, and I could argue that this one kind of in some ways goes before the informational interviews, but it depends on where you're at in the process of updating your materials. If you start with people you know first, then you can start to work on your resume and LinkedIn while you're getting those set up. So step number 3 is make sure that you've developed and are communicating your brand and updating and making sure your materials are really, really good to go. Your brand is, who am I? What do I bring to the table? And what results do I provide to the world, to organizations, to my clients, whatever it is that you do? Your brand, by the way, using our model, is a combination of all of these elements. So when you're writing your elevator speech and your branding statement, you want to consider all of those pieces. When you're working on your resume and LinkedIn profile, those should also communicate your brand. Make sure, starting with your resume, you are checking all of these boxes. You've got keywords, it's search engine optimized, you've got a summary at the top, and it's very results oriented. So if your answer to this question at the very bottom here is not 100% confident, you need to be working on upgrading your resume. Then we want you to revise and update your LinkedIn profile. Your summary, which is your about section, we want it to be a little bit more personal and written some in first person. Your resume is always third person. Make sure you've got a professional photo and a branded banner behind your headshot. We'll show you an example of that in a moment. Measurable results for all of your bullet points. Make sure that your LinkedIn profile is search engine optimized as well, because this is how employers and recruiters who are using LinkedIn Recruiter will land on your profile and find you. Check your settings so that you let people know you're open to work, and get those recommendations because you can use them on your resume or in different places on your LinkedIn profile. That third-party endorsement can be priceless to get you in front of hiring managers, for example, on LinkedIn. Now, 2 things here. Let's look at the right-hand side first. These are some of the things that you can leverage AI to help you with. Do not copy and paste the content that AI spits out onto your resume or LinkedIn. Employers and recruiters can tell. We have a client who's in human resources, and she told us a few weeks ago, literally, yeah, when we get a resume that's written by AI, we can totally tell and we toss it in the trash. So they know you want to use your own voice and make adjustments. You can get ideas from it, but make adjustments so that it sounds like a human voice. On the left-hand side, AI-driven resume screening is now standard. Most organizations will use this. Keywords do matter to get you past the scanners, but the context and results matter more, okay? So really pay attention to those. Stuffing your resume with keywords can make it look like it was written by a computer. So be careful about that. And like we said, recruiters and employers can spot when it's only been written by AI. So do be careful about that, please. We do resumes and LinkedIn banners and everything else for clients. If you feel like you need help with this, I'm going to put it in the chat box right now. So there's a link to it. You can use this QR code. What I wanted to share and show you here, though, is this is what we mean by a branded banner. So you want to have an image. This woman has a dog's nose because she's in veterinary pharmaceutical sales and they love and work with animals all day long. So it's perfect for her. So choose an image that makes sense for you and your brand as well as your industry, and make sure that you brand it at the top too. There's a lot of other tools and tips that are helpful on LinkedIn. For example, we want you to use all of the characters available in your headline here because that is important for keyword optimization. If you take a look at the link that's in the chat box or use this QR code on your phone, we have a very low-cost LinkedIn guide that our clients rave about and love. It gives you a lot of good information and everything you need to know about updating your profile, but also how to use it for your search to get in front of people. If you happen to have any questions about resume and LinkedIn or anything else that we're talking about today, or just I feel like I'd need help with some career coaching, we always offer a free consult. It's to learn about our services. Okay, I conduct these. And by the way, we always give discounts for Georgia State alumni, and we're happy to do sliding scale rates. And also for anyone who has attended this boot camp, even if you did not attend Georgia State, we're happy to give you that discount as well. So feel free to set this up. It's a no pressure, quick chat to decide if we're the right fit for you to do some career coaching with. Now, we do want you to think about, hold on, trying to go to the next slide. There we go. Once you've worked on your resume and LinkedIn, work on and ensure that you've got a really good elevator pitch, because that's the first impression you're going to make when you meet people one-on-one or in groups. So do not forget this step. A lot of our clients will forget it and not do it well. And they'll come to us and say, well, yeah, I've been talking to a lot of people, but nothing's come out of it. You need to introduce yourself properly, but you also need to be asking for the right things and conducting the proper follow-up. And there's fine-tuning there that usually needs to happen. And our last step before we start to close out for today, and I greatly appreciate your time and hope this was helpful, is to write your transition plan. Do it in a Word doc. Use software online to help you with this. Leverage ChatGPT a little bit. But the things we want you to do is create a schedule for yourself and some goals and deadlines. Figure out a way that you're going to stay organized and track your networking, but also your applications and the work that you do connecting with recruiters. Set up those job alerts. Make sure your cell phone voicemail is your voice so that when people call you, they connect with you. Create a job search email address and a branded signature. And also, when you're job searching, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think we've had anybody ever in the 20 plus years that I've been coaching say, I love job searching. I get that it's not anyone's favorite to do. So make sure that you're practicing self-care and you're getting support, whether it's through a coach like us or an accountability partner. We honestly, even when clients work with us, we want them to have someone in their personal life as well that's helping them stay positive, optimistic, and move forward. Job search tracking sheet, whether it's Excel or get fancier with the online tools like Teal is one of them. Just make sure that you have a schedule for what you do every day and every week for your search and your transition, so that you don't end up in 6 more months at the end of this year and you're like, oh gosh, I'm still here and I didn't do anything about it. I let life get in the way. That happens. The majority of our clients, when they first come to us and we ask them, what are your biggest obstacles? I'll be honest with you. They are not saying, oh, it's the economy or this other stuff. I mean, sure, a few people might say that. But when it really gets down to it, they tell us that they are their own biggest obstacle. So this is why we offer the coaching services. We have a boot camp coming up. This is one of our most popular programs. I will be upfront about it. This job search boot camp starting February 3rd, it's on the link here. And then also in the chat box, the QR code here. It is for people that already know their direction. So if you know the type of career path you want to pursue, this is for that. And we teach you everything you need to know to really get in front of people, get noticed, and get in front of those hiring managers. You can use the link or the QR code to learn more. And before we start to go, I remember at the very beginning, and I apologize that I've got Q&A on here. If you have questions you want to ask me, you can send us an email. Just reply to anything we've sent you already, and I'll get it, because we don't do questions during these sessions because we focus on content. But remember at the beginning, we said we want you to have one action step that you're going to take. Please write that down now before we go. Give yourself a deadline. Step number 2 is to schedule a consult. Happy to talk with you about our services and find a way to work within your budget to get you the right package with the investment that you can reasonably make. And then finally, on the far right-hand side here is our next GSU Alumni and Friends webinar. Oh, and I didn't put the title. I'm so sorry. It's called Beyond the Paycheck: How to Find Fulfillment in Your Career. It's February 24th. You can register using the QR code there. If you are already on our email newsletter list, though, you will get a notification about this. Thank you so much for your time today, everyone. Greatly appreciate it. Check out the chat box, because before we hang up, there are some people that are open and interested in connecting. They have their LinkedIn profiles there. Please connect with me on LinkedIn as well. I don't have time to grab my URL and put it in there, but if you look at Hallie Crawford Career Coaching